on this when you're ready.
Yep, 1 second.
Okay, great. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Now, what I was trying to say about this spine is it would look like the spine,
second.
or rather the fin of a killer whale.
Adjusting auto depth.
So like, or like, you know, a banana sticking up out of the ground for 100 feet, 200 feet sometimes. They're huge.
Hey, ship is stopped, pilot.
It's just hard for me to imagine
so
rock
we're fine here.
It doesn't
being...
It doesn't that coherent to stand up like that.
And it's, I mean, it's liquid at that point.
It's sticky.
Sticky
really,
rock.
really sticky.
Oh, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. Is this a nudibranch?
Yeah, I think
oh my
so.
gosh, is this so pretty?
And that's the tail. Now this time I can tell. Yesterday we were a little. There was a little.
Well, it was a different. It wasn't a because it wasn't a nudibranch.
critter.
No, it was a holothurian, and we had.
Holothurians are harder to tell the front from the back. This guy, you can see the tail.
Beautiful this is.
And unlike a slug, it doesn't leave a slime trail. But when we're zoomed in on that tail,
or even the head,
and pilot, if you could zoom in, or get us
yeah,
a zoom.
there we go. Oh, the head and the, oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is.
And as soon as we're finished describing the critter, I want to describe that rock that you see to the left.
Okay.
Because that's a fresh surface.
Feelers on the top.
That means it has no alteration on it, and you can see crystals in it.
And sensor organs.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It is a beautiful animal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, video. I was.
And a beautiful
Yeah,
rock.
yeah.
You're looking good on everything.
Hey, when I
I'm watching your skid there too.
Shellless gastropod. Yep.
Video. Say it again, video.
Blue, yeah.
So you may want to anchor up on this.
Yeah. Are you full wide? I can try to position myself.
Ooh, look at this guy swimming along.
And all we know
So
about
I
it
want
is
to quickly
it's
view it
in the
video,
family
or-
We'll
Polyceridae.
stay with this guy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and am I
We have
correct
a-
that it doesn't have a shell? It's a shellless
1
gastropod?
sec, video. Try to rest up against
That's
it.
correct.
Okay, and while we were oohing and eyeing over the absolutely gorgeous nudibranch, was that an eel?
Well,
what was that?
That was a something
it
went
was
by.
an eel?
But I'm wondering, Shirley,
Yeah.
I was out for the
Okay.
beginning of the dive, and I'm wondering, do we have a geo sample yet?
We have a geo sample.
Okay.
We have a geo sample that we collected. Well, let's see. I wasn't doing too well with my computer at that point, so I have no idea what depth it was.
Just
But it was
touching.
towards the beginning of the dive.
Okay. Well, we
requested to get-
can climb up this feature and see
That's a
what's up
tricky
there.
one.
Looks like
Right
there are a
up
lot
in
of
there.
loose things on the side in case anybody wants a piece of this.
So watch this. I heard just climb. Climb up the feature.
Yeah, if we can just go
coming
up.
up?
This feature
Yep,
and see
copy
how
that.
far
Coming
it
up.
goes.
I'm curious about
I'll
this
come up in a second.
sticky rock.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I know it's not
so
sticky
much
anymore,
tether
but
now.
it was at one point.
Have you ever seen pictures, you know, in maybe a book about the history of eruptions of Montpellier,
was an
Martinique,
overhang.
Yes.
in 1900 something or other?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we
I thought it was
can
already
see
set.
That before that volcano
Sorry, it looks
erupted,
like the
there
ship
was a
already stopped.
huge spine,
Okay.
just
Just
like
like
what
that.
we're looking at. Okay, this one isn't quite as large.
But just came
Football
It
is
comes
right
straight
out
out of the
of
air.
there.
Yep.
Buoyant.
And it
Is there a little bit of current
and
behind you?
then solidifies.
Just a little bit.
well,
but
it's
Yeah.
you
Doesn't
know
look like
I mean, it's
kinda
already solid
Yeah,
then.
strong
it is
in a
solid.
very dominant direction.
on the outside, but because the magma is so sticky, it just keeps pushing that spine up and up and up and up and up.
On the right laser.
And very often they
Yellow
can
fuzzy.
explode.
It's on that crevice. Yep. Yep.
This one won't because it's not active at the moment. We see no evidence of hydrothermal activity up here.
Can snap on it. See if it's-
And do we have a
There's something in that.
lobster on the left? Or are you looking at
Just
the
gonna
white
set
thing?
it
I'm
up
actually
quickly,
looking
yeah.
at the white thing over at about 3 o'clock
I wonder if this is a good.
in the crevice to the right of your lasers.
Copy that. Just need a little rotate.
Yeah,
All
right
right.
in between the
right,
lasers. I'm
video.
not sure what that is.
I'm gonna go in.
The fuzzy stuff.
No, it's just fuzzy stuff.
Just
Just fuzzy stuff. No.
Just fuzzy
oh, no,
living
even
stuff.
further over more to the right. There, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
that looks like spider web. Really does.
Probably bacterial.
Yeah. I know there are sea spiders, but they don't make
No,
legs.
not like that. So this rock is a different color than the dark rock that we saw at the beginning of the
Yeah.
dive.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I was yanked out to another meeting.
Yes, you were.
Wow. Busy day today.
Lots of stuff happening.
Lots of stuff. And these spines can break up, like we see
like
here,
you're seeing. Okay.
and fall apart in part.
You guys
Boy,
feeling
this
like
is
another
fantastic.
So how
yes.
high could
Yeah.
the spines
We're
be?
ready.
I mean,
We
what's
have a
the?
long
I
way
mean,
to
are we
go
talking
to-
about?
You're talking about upper
Yeah,
limit
yeah.
for spine growth?
Yes, upper limits for spine growth.
I don't think
couldn't
anybody
have said that.
knows. I don't think
another
anybody
20?
knows.
I'm facing.
But they get
I'll tell
really
you what,
tall.
I'll turn right
20,
towards
that's
you.
fine.
Okay.
Turn right towards you.
And then
It's
at
gonna be
some
about
point, wouldn't just the
310.
weight of it make
All
it
right.
kind of like
Yeah, copy that.
topple over?
Not necessarily. No,
'Cause they're
Fish
sticky.
on the wall.
No,
Right
when they
along the
solidify,
white
they just
stuff.
stay.
They
like
just
a
stay
big,
right there.
Big
Copy
rock
Copy
out
that
on
video.
land
I am
anyway.
going that way.
Bridge nav. Could I have a ship move 20 meters, bearing 310 degrees at 0.2 knots?
As they cool, they crack up and fall apart. It's
They can.
a lot of cools that contract and a bunch of cracks form in the big spine, and it eventually sort of crumbles.
They certainly can.
More webbing material below that rock where the lasers are.
Yeah, I
So-
see that.
Yeah, and we're not seeing as many octocorals here now. We're at 450 meters.
Probably barnacles.
In fact, we're not
Possibly
seeing any.
sponges.
Aha. So, what are the little white things on the rock in front of us?
I wonder
Shirley?
if they're barnacles. I don't know. Remember the other day when we saw
Yeah.
along the edges, we saw
Right.
some barnacles.
We did.
Yeah.
Could we have a little zoom on the white things right near the
See
lasers?
left of laser.
Absolutely.
Barnacle with its
Oh, thank
fingers
you.
out.
All right. Video. Zoom in on white.
Here you go, Shirley. Take a look.
Oh no.
Oh, you can see
Let's
tentacles
yeah.
coming out of the one on the left-hand side.
Okay,
over
so
on the left-hand
I
side.
actually we should be calling them legs.
Legs. And there's a fish back there in the crack.
Watch the rock above you.
Yeah. I'm using my manips. Trying to get
Because they
closer
are
without
barnacles
ramming.
are crustaceans, so we ought to be
Okay.
referring to them. I
That's
right.
referred to
Start
them
that now?
incorrectly a little while ago
Yeah,
as
Carl called it
tentacles,
in.
and they are
Yeah.
not tentacles.
Looks like
they are
Wonderway.
legs.
About
Wow.
5 meters in.
Copy.
And there's more of that diaphanous spider web. Here's a fish. Here's a fish. Where's Bruce Mundy?
So Dan, when you float like this, do you usually go into auto depth?
I've seen that fish before,
height,
but
or
I
do you
cannot
manually?
remember what
I
it
try
is.
to manually
Look
hold
at
it
it
because the auto
feeling
depth
along the
gets
rock surface with those
oscillations that you can't really control.
projections
But
beneath
honestly,
its
like the best
face.
thing to do
Yeah.
is
So
to
we have,
like
looks like there are
get
a
it at
couple
depth you
different
want and
kinds of
just go
barnacles
off
here.
stick because hopefully the Z bias is dialed in
Okay.
and you can just float and not have to
So-
adjust.
Okay.
Watch lead pilot.
Yes, watch lead. How can
Is
I
it
help?
possible to get a closer look at those barnacles on the rock? It looks like we have two different kinds.
Yes. Video. How much zoom do we have?
Half. I would go for the left.
Go for left.
Yeah. It's almost translucent.
So
you pull
relative
Fish is
to
a codling.
Just
laser beam.
yeah, just
Cuddling.
basically just get closer to a closer zoom on those barnacles, right where you're just above where your lasers are.
all right. Video. Go ahead.
The left one is translucent.
So how much zoom is that video?
About half.
All right. Do you want to go more? Full zoom, maybe?
Do you want to rotate left?
Yes. I will rotate
There
left.
we go.
Oh, beautiful view.
Now I've got your
Look at
max
these
zoom.
guys. Oh, they're translucent.
Oh, wow. Real pretty.
Wow, I've never seen a
coral there
translucent
also.
particle before. You can see the interior
4 meters
of
left in
these
the move.
guys.
Copy that. We're gonna be fine.
And
Good
their
copy
legs have
that.
little feathers
Yep.
sticking out from them.
Yep.
Oh, what a
Isn't that pretty?
gorgeous critter.
Beautiful.
Look at it. Open that. Wow.
That translucent shell, you can kind of see that there's a little body in there. Makes it look more like the crustacean that it actually is. Those long legs. Right?
Yeah.
Those would be the equivalent of the swimming legs that you see on shrimp.
Oh, cool.
You're
Yep,
dripping back.
and then
I'm entranced.
yep, and then video. Yeah, go ahead and pan over. Yeah,
I'm starting to see a hard return on my.
And these guys are all closed
head.
up? These are different
ones.
different
yeah, yep.
kind of barnacles. These are
Yeah.
the ones I'm
Ship
more
is stopped.
familiar with that
Copy
have a
that.
hard carapace. Wow.
I think we're
That's
clear
really
with this.
interesting. Seeing
Yeah,
these
so
two
you said the
different
one,
species
yeah,
real
one,
close
yeah,
together.
the translucent one has no shell plates, whereas the other does.
All right, Washley, are we clear on barnacles?
Roger that.
Good copy. I'm
All right.
gonna push ahead.
Yeah,
seeing
just
Pilot?
go wide of the rock.
So we're going
come
to
up.
move ahead,
Yeah.
Yes.
follow this up.
I'm seeing something on my starboard there.
We still have a little bit more seafloor
Yeah,
in
it
front of
shouldn't
us
be
before
too bad.
we
You
get
can
to
see over
waypoint
it.
2.
I mean, I think it's
Yes.
just a part of the slope.
We are moving ahead.
Ah,
Yeah,
Barnacle
so you can
City.
see more. Yep. So all those white dots on the rock in front of us, the boulder in front of us, those are all barnacles.
And look how rubbly this is. Yeah, this sure looks like spiny lava from top of a lava dome.
So, in reference to the age of this, and I don't know if Bill Chadwick and Bob Stern are still on the line, but we were talking about this earlier about how, what the age of these
I'm
rocks
gonna turn
might be,
slightly
and we
just
were
probably because it looks
trying
like
to
you're going
gauge
upslope
it
there.
from
Yeah, copy
the
that.
fauna on top of it and thinking about decades.
There
But
you
now,
go.
since we're just seeing barnacles, which were among some of the early settlers, might these be younger rocks?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking at the
Watch your left
explanation
skid.
of the
About to
rationale
hit.
for the dive, and folks were able to see in December of 2014 on an OER-supported expedition evidence for hydrothermal venting near the summit of the seamount. And that could have been from fumarolic activity. In other words, later, after a major eruption, there often still continues to be emanations of hydrothermal fluids. So, if you walk around on the summit of a volcano, it's kind of stinky, smells like rotten egg. And that's the sulfur gases that come
Might
out.
be just about at the top of
I don't
this thing, though.
see
Every time you
anything
get a
that
tether
looks
length
as
out.
if there's any kind of hydrothermal staining
thinking.
on these particular rocks.
By
See,
staining, you mean like
if you wanna
Discoloration.
white? No,
turn your
like
heading
white
to
or
starboard.
yellow?
White or
few
yellow.
degrees.
Yep.
like what we
Yeah.
saw
Yeah,
yesterday?
Co-pilot.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't see
knew that.
any of that sort
Yeah, I
of
don't
thing on
either.
this.
335 is what I'm seeing here.
These are not active
Yeah,
right
that's what I was
now.
seeing a
I
little
don't
bit
see
earlier on
anything
the,
that indicates.
Oh wait,
active.
someone is.
sonar.
335.
The upper part of the dome or cone could be younger.
Yeah, we could do a
than the rock we
335 batches sonar and high pack.
Sounds good to me.
And I'll just do 20 meters, and that'll be enough to get D2 on top.
Yeah, that should put us straight at waypoint 2.
Yep.
We did see a plume in 2014, so yeah, I mean it's possible an eruption happened here in between those visits. In that 2014, we were seeing big hydroelectricity that was
Bridge, this is Nav.
possible.
Yep, that makes sense.
Ship move, please. 20 meters, bearing 335 at 0.2 knots.
Take another rock
Washley, this is pilot.
anywhere up here towards the top of the cone.
Okay.
This is younger than we could get another sample of it of rock here at some point, wherever it looks actually be.
Okay. Do you want the sample on this feature, or are you interested in because we have one already. We have only one
Floating
more
white
that
blob.
we can collect, and I'm wondering if you want it on this dome, or would you like to take a look at that ridge that extends northward
Oh, we've seen one of those before. Those are
after
awesome.
the summit of the dome?
You want to zoom in on that guy?
Yeah, video. Is this something you want a quick zoom on?
Yep.
You're getting to the end of your tether too, by the way.
All right, just keep an eye on me.
Yeah, I love those things.
Watch your
Right.
toe, Sean. Left toe.
Small
Yeah, I
business
see it.
because you're zoomed in.
Yeah, sorry, video.
Up around the top of this dome or cone, I think would be good.
Okay.
And that would give us
So the fish might starboard.
Yeah.
All right, video.
Okay,
here,
well,
lost
we
it.
are
It's
pretty
kinda
much right on the top now, so
it's
I'll
kinda
let the
dangerous
ROV
to
pilot know.
do hard turn. Oh, sorry, watch leads. Did you?
Pilot, this is Watch Lead.
Yes, watch lead. How can I help?
Yeah, what we would like to do up here is see if we can find a rock that we can collect, because it's thought that these are perhaps younger than the one we collected initially.
Okay. What type? Is just anything loose or?
Yeah, certainly anything loose, and that's a reasonable size for you to be able to pick up. And probably my suggestion is to avoid trying to pick up something that other rocks are resting on, because this stuff might tumble down.
Yeah, we do not want a bunch of rocks to collapse on me.
I'll give you a meter or two.
We're not going
that's
to play
about it.
giant Jenga today.
Yeah.
No way.
So I will. Yeah, that sounds great. So we're pretty much on waypoint 2. So I'll just kind of
Fish is on
That's
your.
right.
look
yeah,
around
so
for a nice spot.
anything,
hanging out on your
anything up
starboard
here
side
would be
there.
good. If I see something, oh, there's a little
I
rock
actually see-
sitting on
yeah,
top.
do you see-
Of, yeah, there's
This looks like a great spot.
a bunch of loose-looking pieces of rock around here. There's something right in just to the left of your lasers.
You're about to sit down.
That looks
So-
sitting right on top of the big block,
Yeah. So
sort of
pretty much
triangular
right to
shape,
the. Yeah.
right above the lasers.
I think that's. I'll try to get
Good one.
see if that's loose.
Yeah, do you think there's any place you can set the ROV down to stabilize in order to be able to get that guy?
You might be able to hold auto depth there.
It might
I'm
be
gonna
kind of hard.
try. Give me 1 moment. Let me feel around.
I don't see a lot of places because you have a tiny little higher spot behind you.
Yeah.
If you set down, it'll be on there.
I just want to see.
Yeah, this is challenging terrain. If it's easier, the one that is on the large
What are you
block
trying to do?
your right.
Rock.
Or,
Who?
So-
oh, I thought Roland was talking to you, co-pilot.
Oh no, he's talking to video, I think.
Yeah, there's
Other video.
a rock that
Come
is
off there.
also triangular just to the
Yeah.
right of the laser, sitting loose on top of the big rock.
Right there, right, Washlet?
Yeah, your lasers are right on
Yeah.
the base of it now. That might be easier to pick up.
I might be able to, sit down for that one. Let me,
Or, whichever one is easiest for you.
copy that.
Different kind of fish or something on the left near the skid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
sorry,
like
video.
a-
I'm going to
Moorish idol.
try to set up for this
Way-
rock first.
Way over on the left side of the screen.
Just about done with that move.
Yeah.
If it's not
You
done
can-
already.
you
Yeah,
can
it's
see another
finished.
Is that one of
fish.
Yeah.
those?
I think I'm
Looks
What
moving
they call
slightly.
it, like the boarfish? Was that a boarfish? I'm trying to remember what Bruce said the other day when
especially
we
with
saw
the-
one that we.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you remembered pretty well, Shirley.
Ooh,
Yay!
points for Shirley. All right.
Alright, man, I'm going to fire up your hydraulics for you.
Good copy, video.
Yes, this is Bruce. I haven't seen the fish yet, again, because of the time delays and the screen freeze that we have here.
He'll be at
Do you
9
see
o'clock.
any
He'll be at
obstructions by me.
the 9 o'clock
No,
position.
I don't
But
see it.
it's
Looks like it's
pretty
right
far
under
away,
you.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Might have to wait till
I mean,
after
I
we
can
grab
see-
the rock.
Everything
he
is
can
good.
see it.
We're going to
Can
have to
he?
watch your lower
Okay.
swing arm on
He's
the
good. It's
starboard
swimming.
side there. But I
Ooh.
mean, it's not in any trouble right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to
Oh, it's
say.
behind
I'd say
the
go
rock
for it.
for us now. So a couple seconds, it's going to get out of view.
So.
Okay, but actually, I did get a good glimpse
Actually
now, and yeah, you're
stopped right
absolutely
there.
correct. It's a
Okay.
boarfish.
You got your hydraulics on.
Sean, you're down. Thrust at 100%.
Moorish idols, not closely related, but they
Yeah,
have a
see, when I
similar
take off a little,
morphology, similar shape and color pattern, and probably similar feeding habits.
So this could be considered to be something like a deep water equivalent of a Moorish idol, even though they're not.
What you could do is
high body, oval body. They've got the bars
60-70% fine. You could back up and kind of like get your right skid
idols, I think, may feed on
the inside face of that rock, so you can come down and go forward.
Yeah, I don't know if I can rotate
nice for an aquarium, but it turns out
port.
the Moorish
Is that what you were talking about?
Or you don't even have to rotate, but you just kind of back
move
up.
in?
Yeah.
No, you want me to back up?
Back up a bit.
Copy that.
Are probably the same sorts of feeders, picking away at small attached organisms on the bottom.
And then come down.
By using their small mouths on a pointed snout, so they can kind of get in, maybe into crevices a little bit to snip off bits of things. So even though it's not a Moorish idol, it's a similar but unrelated type of fish.
Well, thank you very much, Bruce.
Little by little, every day, I'm learning a little bit more.
Getting better and
Getting better and better. Maybe by the end of this dive, I won't even have to ask Scott to fill in the huge gaps.
Yeah.
Oh,
I doubt that. But
yeah, but we'd love to hear Scott's stories that go along with the critters.
And see how
Yeah, there's a little, looks like a squat lobster sitting under this rock we're aiming at.
So you know what, Patty, is I'm looking over to the left.
Yes.
See those striations or the layering in the rock? What is that like? That's not.
I think that's just from scratches as that chunk of material.
Just rubbed, these rocks rubbed against each other?
You know, if you've got magma coming out and you've got a rock above it, as it comes out, that rock jagged edge is going to scratch the more plastic surface of the hotter material.
Okay.
And it does leave grooves. It's just scratch marks in the surface of the rock.
I got your Maximus control too.
No, it's very hot.
So would you want this?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Chris, it's catchy.
I know, it's disgusting.
Okay, so you know what? While we're setting up to do this collection, this might be a good time to remind everybody what we're doing here.
Tuning in,
right
here we
now.
are.
We are on NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer, which is America's ship for ocean exploration.
Right.
And where are we, Patty? We are coming to you live from where?
Yeah, we are coming to you live from the Mariana Island Arc. We're in the northern part of the island arc. We're about 200 kilometers west of the Mariana Trench. And this is, in fact, this island, this undersea volcano, and several others up here are within the Mariana Trench National Marine Monument that is managed by the NOAA Monument folks. And
it's part of the United States.
It is indeed. And we are looking at actually an active volcano. It is not erupting at the moment, but it has produced a large dome in the center of the crater, and what you're looking at on the screen are rocks that have been scratched as they ooze out of the seafloor. They're very sticky and viscous.
Keep an eye, make sure I don't.
And as the fresh, hotter lava comes out, it is scratched by the rocks that are around it, and that's what's creating all these grooves in the rock that you see on the left-hand side. Our pilot right now is using the mechanical arm, the manipulator, to approach a rock that we're trying to collect that is just above a little tiny red squat lobster that had been using that rock as shelter. The mechanical arm has a pair of gripper fingers that the pilot will extend when he goes to reach for the rock. He's going to tap it first to see if it's loose. And when the pilot taps it, he's got to be careful that it doesn't fall off the rock surface.
Yes, very careful.
And he knows that. And when you see the fingers open up, they're about 9 inches long from the wrist of the manipulator down to the tip of the separated fingers. When rocks are collected, rocks are sent to the Oregon State
far forward of it.
Oregon State University's
I can turn your pilot cam too.
Collection
That would help.
facility, and anybody who's interested in working on these rocks, anyone in the scientific community who wants to do analyses can request these samples.
Copy that.
And they are freely available. One other thing you folks should know is that all of the video that we're collecting right now is in real time, is being clipped by Annie, who is sitting right next to Shirley. And these clips of video with descriptions of what you're looking at are available for you to find online at the Okeanos Explorer website. So you can peruse through the entire dive and look at clips of the video and relive all the excitement.
Highlights, right?
Yep.
Video highlights.
Video highlights.
Let's see, what do I need to do?
You need a shoulder azimuth out, so shoulder azimuth
We have
to the right.
award-winning videographers. We are very fortunate. We've got award-winning videographers who are
doing good,
capturing these beautiful images for us.
Really high definition.
High definition, so we can do great screen grabs and get some still shots as well. Publication quality.
Shirley's been telling me all through this expedition that the video imagery that we get sometimes is sufficient for people on shore who are biologists looking at a lot of the animals that
You're
we're
not going to
looking
hurt
at.
it.
Actually, to get down to identification at the species level, just because the video is so phenomenal.
Yeah.
So there are many organisms for which we actually need a physical sample in order to be able to identify them. As Scott France was telling us earlier, you really need to look at those sclerites and get a closer look at microscopically. So you need a physical sample to do that. But there are some organisms for which you.
So now we want to
not just examine the external morphological characteristics, and for that you need really good images, really good photographs, and that's what we're getting.
All right, pilot, what would you like me to do?
You can bring the rock box inboard.
Okay.
And that squat lobster's decided
Bringing port wing
that discretion
inboard.
is the better part of valor. And it has moved off the rock to find another place to hide himself away.
Perfect.
You want me to bring it out at all? Or are you
So you're
good
looking
with
at the sample
the
box
location?
on the left side of the screen.
I'm fine with that right now.
And the pilot's going to open the lid. We have a lid on this particular box, just because sometimes when the vehicle is brought back up to the surface, and if it's rough on the surface, things can actually get washed out of sample boxes. Actually, it's been wonderful out here so far.
Yeah,
very calm seas. We've been sleeping well.
I only had to use one of my patches, which I removed days ago.
Holes on the front.
I came prepared.
So if you're and their force feedback is off.
Yeah, it's been real comfortable out here.
Oh my gosh,
Be very mindful.
Touch wood.
Oh, this is the good time of year for the Mariana region.
That's wonderful.
The June-July time frame is best. In August is when we start seeing more and more typhoons coming through this part of the Pacific, and then September, October, November are deadly. December is kind of so-so. And then in January and February, the winds start picking up, so the sea state gets rough, but there are fewer typhoons.
Now, I used a precautionary patch when we left the dock last week, but
that's a good idea.
Removed that. It's done. We're good. I have my sea legs.
She's working on all cylinders out here. And finally,
most of the time.
Finally, I am over my cold.
Yay.
That was a bummer. Airplane trips are really, really awful these days. So those fingers that just extended, like I said, are about 9 inches long.
What did you use for the rock earlier before us?
Like 6, I think.
So the distance between the fingers fully extended like this is maybe 15 inches or so. So pilot's gonna try to grab this rock from underneath. So if we grab it from underneath, probably can get a good grip on it.
I don't know if I have the arm extension to get underneath it.
Oh, the extension of the arm isn't maybe quite sufficient. But even so, our pilots are really great and grabbing onto this thing. What we'll do is probably
zoom on either camera.
Pick it up and usually the pilot will hold it in front of the camera and we can zoom on.
Yeah, co-pilot.
I got you.
You want to give this any more of a description for the label other than rock?
Yes, this is an igneous rock. This is, you know what, I could take a guess. I'm guessing that this is a dacite.
Oh, wait, D-A-S-I-T-E, like you had in the little thing?
D-A-C-I-T.
D-A-C-I-T-E.
A dacite. It could be an andesite.
Oh, okay. So I won't go
Yeah,
into detail.
probably
I'm
shouldn't
just going to
say.
say
No, that was
yes.
just a guess. That was just a guess. But the reason I'm saying that is because this looks like it is from a lava dome, and the more silicious, the more silica, higher silica content lavas are the ones that usually form dome features like we're sitting on right now, rather than lava flows.
I love all these geologic terms that.
Oh yeah, from your one-on-one class in geology.
No, I never had geology.
Really?
So this is it.
Okay.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
See,
She's getting the short course out here.
see what happens. If you need to move, if you can't get it, you'll move up. It's not a big
I
deal.
don't know how I missed that in grad school, but I did.
Oh, well, a little bit above it.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we're
saw one
at,
of those Randall snapper moving across one of the other cameras.
If you're,
yeah, we might
if you
be
don't
at
think
the
you can
full
get it, you
extent
can
of the reach of
bring
the
the
arm
arm
and
up.
might not be able to go for
You can
this
move in
rock
a little
unless
bit closer.
we reposition. We'll
it's not
see.
a big deal.
Is this full extent of the arm?
Yeah, watch this. I'm just going to bump the actual vehicle a little closer.
Okay.
That's
And
fine.
then,
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
go
That's
for
what
it.
I figured you'd have to do.
Yeah.
No problem. Yep, so we've got to move the ROV a little bit because the arm can't quite reach that rock.
Can you want to zoom out slightly on your mini Zeus?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, video if you don't mind. Perfect. That's great.
So just do
You
this.
actually have that discrete movement too.
Well, that's only an auto XY.
Oh.
All right.
Be careful of that wing.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that?
So we are just going to reposition. The pilots are talking to one another about how they're going to do this.
Pilot, do you want me to go ahead and stow that wing outboard?
I don't think it's a big deal right now. You can probably just leave it.
Oh, nice fish. Bruce, can you tell us what this fish is?
Just going to try to nudge.
Oh, that's a gorgeous
There you go.
critter. Or Chris?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That fish was
Perfect.
very accommodating and swimming so close.
You're driving me crazy because it hasn't popped up here yet. So if one of
Okay.
I'll let you know if we see it. But I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I know. There's a little bit of a delay for folks on the shore. So when I say, ooh, fish, it'll take 15 seconds or so for them to see it.
So it's a longer fish that's sort of pink and yellow.
Yeah.
Another Randall snapper, and I'm
Okay.
curious. We're not. We don't
Pilot,
have
I'm
the
gonna go ahead and
stereo
store
view
that.
up now. So if you're looking down, if any of you can see that,
Just
do you get any
hold on.
indication of
Yeah,
the
just-
same
it's
fish
fine.
is just swimming around the ROV?
Just be ready. I mean, if he starts to drift into it, you can close it up. But
coming in, going away,
I
coming
think it's
back.
okay for now.
It's definitely a different one in general. I've seen more than one of them in the various views. So I would imagine this is more a different individual.
So it's 60 down, 65.
He might.
Okay, that's interesting then.
Okay.
So we're seeing a number of these at this
Try it.
particular
Try it.
site. It's probably not the same one. That's a really interesting observation. And again, seems to be something that we're seeing a lot on this dive. We haven't seen on the other dives here
Yeah.
on this leg of the expedition. And unlike the previous dive where we saw a lot of groupers, now we're seeing this species.
Right. Oh, now we'll see if the arm of
You won't hurt it, Sean. So don't.
No,
don't worry about it.
Hurting.
Can
It's not.
reach it.
Video, quick zoom on Mini Zeus. Thank you.
So the pilot's using a whole bunch of different cameras to be able to see how far away he is from being able to touch this rock. You can see the shadows of the lights
I just don't
from
want to get the blades on
the
it.
light beams. It
so-
looks like it may be close enough. Looks like it could
try.
be close enough with the shadows.
Look at.
Oh yeah, he's touching it. Oh, got a grip. Wow. Good job.
Great.
So we will be taking a zoom on this once the pilot has it up close to the camera. Get a look at what this thing is. And a zoom, please.
Science is asking for a zoom.
Yeah, co-pilot, come up a little.
On
And the
Zeus.
rock. Please, yeah.
Okay, copy that. Taking Zeus.
And then video, you can have your way with the zoom.
There we go, folks. Close look at a rock. Usually we see some little animals on this too that Shirley often picks them off and puts them in various
All right, video, do you want to rotate?
Yes, please.
very nasty liquids to preserve them. This is a good looking rock. We got one finger on the starboard arm, but two fingers
glare,
on the
sorry.
other. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, keep rotating. I don't see anything special.
Not too many organisms on the surface, but great views of it. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, good zoom.
It's a very small hydroid.
Oh, there's a brittle star in the upper right corner sitting on this rock. Sometimes those guys come back. Sometimes they jump off.
Okay.
Sounds good? Looks like we can put that in the rock box.
All right.
Whoa. Don't go too far.
That gone?
Yeah, I see it.
There you go. That looks good.
Yeah, so folks on shore, our scientist group, can you say something so we can double check to make sure the telephone is actually working?
Boom. Good job.
Oh, thank you, pilot.
I'll bring it outboard and try to close it.
Let me get it with the fingers.
Okay.
Because I think we had an issue before where
we can hear you well at the IRC.
I can always try and bring it back in for you.
Thank you.
Doesn't want to close.
Okay. Pilot's closing the lid on our rock sample here.
There you go.
And then he'll stow the arm
going outboard
of the manipulator over on the starboard side, that's the right side of your screen,
the wing
and
outboard,
we can get going again.
Oh, I thought there was one instance where it got stuck.
Oh, really?
That's why I did that.
Oh, yeah, we fixed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you.
And we have our first rock sample. You can see that in the open box on the right-hand side of the screen.
There you go.
That's the first rock sample.
We do have, that is our second rock sample.
Are we zoomed out all the way, video?
I know. The one in the starboard box is the first one, I believe. Yeah. Then this. Nope.
Video, did you say we are zoomed all the way out on Mini Zeus?
Yes.
Copy that, thank you.
It is now.
Looks good.
All right, killing hydraulics.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Okay,
Cool.
Oh,
the
thank
camera.
you, pilot.
No, no problem, watch lights.
Okay.
I think I
You
saw
control that
in
cameras.
some of the rocks
Copy.
just at the top of the
My guy
screen
on there.
some light-colored things on the rocks in front of us that might be animals. Well, folks on shore, this is lunchtime on the ship, and we're having a watch change.
Are you here?
So folks have walked into the ROV Operations Center here, and pilots are talking to one another, explaining what they've just done, what the situation is with the vehicle, and the orientation of the ship with regard to Sirius and the remotely operated vehicle on the seafloor. So we're going to take a couple minutes here for everybody to get seated, get their headsets on, before we can start moving again. And we are coming to you live from the Okeanos Explorer, which is America's ship of exploration, operated by NOAA's Office of Ocean Exploration and Research. We are out in the Mariana region. We're sitting on top of an undersea volcano. This is Ifuku Seamount, and it's part of the Mariana Trench Marine National Monument. It apparently had some hydrothermal activity sometime between 2003 and 2014. The folks who proposed this dive had done an Office of Exploration and Research funded expedition back in December of 2014, and they discovered evidence for active hydrothermal venting near the summit that was based on CTD tows and casts here, so they were sampling the water column. But no ROV dives have ever been done on this seamount before. So we know that it has been active
So I guess we need to
volcanically.
talk about whether we're hopping or...
I'm sorry? Say again?
Or what?
Do you hear now?
You mean hopping down this hill?
Yeah.
Pilots, you're on camera if you guys want to introduce.
Watchley, pilot, can you repeat?
Watchley, this is Pilot. Hi.
Hi there. Yeah, we have a new group on the front row here. I wonder if you folks might like to introduce yourselves to us.
Sure. Be happy to. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Jeff Williams, and I'm your pilot for the next few hours, and I'm from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration. I am joined on my left by my navigator.
Jim Newman, also from Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration.
And on my right,
co-pilot Dave Casagrande, also from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration.
All right. And we still have Roland Bryan over in the corner as our videographer. Hi, Roland. There's his hand. And somebody's in the back row clipping. Annie's in the back row clipping. So that's your ROV team. Right. Okay. So sitting beside Dave here, Dave is a trainee at co-pilot. Sitting beside him is Levi. Levi is one of our co-pilots. And one of the key things that we do out here is we train up new people all the time. So this is really a great opportunity for fresh graduates, new people to the industry to learn about what we do and get some real hands-on experience. Anyway, it's good to be here and happy to be flying for you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pilot.
Good job.
You betcha.
So I think what we want to do now is we're pretty much at the top of the dome in this crater, and we would like to move off to our next waypoint, waypoint 3.
Copy that. Okay.
It is a bit of a jagged sea floor, as you can see. There are a lot of protrusions of these jagged rocks. You can see some just in front of us. Certainly the sonar is showing us a lot of these guys. So as we move, I know you'll be careful. I know.
I'm just going to talk with the navigator here a little bit about how we're going to accomplish this move.
Okay, roger that.
The watch leader too. I mean, it is going to be a drop on average over the next 100 meters or so. It's about a 30-meter drop, so it's going to be tough on the on this. I realize it's not going to be it's not going to be just a general 30-meter drop over that distance. It's going to be up and down, and more down than up.
Yeah. Should we go take a look and see what it looks like?
Sure. We could go sort of see how it goes, but we might want to end up doing a hop.
Yeah.
Yep, hops are fine.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so I will pick up and start to move. What our direction to move is about?
You're pretty stretched out already, right?
Yeah.
We're fairly stretched out. I'm looking at about 50 degrees.
I haven't thought about what the direction is.
We do have quite a bit more tether today.
Our direction, it's 80 meters to the waypoint from where the ROV is, and bearing 325.
325. Oh, that's exactly the direction I'm pointing. Okay, I'm just going to pick up here and start to push out a little bit.
Okay, pilot, when you do pick up the rocks to the left of the center screen at about 11 o'clock, there's a fish, but I also thought I saw some white material on them. Nope, I don't see it now.
So
should I start at least a short ship move?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest
Well, as the ship moves,
30 meters?
Maybe we'll see.
That's fine. This 325 looks good for me.
How's pilot feel?
That sounds good. 325.
30 meters to start?
That'd be fine. Thank you.
Bridge nav. I'd like to do a move, please. 30 meters, bearing 325 degrees, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
So since nobody's talking at the moment, and if I have an opportunity, the common name for the eels that we're seeing here is the abyssal arrow tooth eel. But there's a little irony in that, because that common name comes from the species name. The species is Media abyssalis.
Very different.
However, this eel is in the family Synaphobranchidae. The irony is that it's one of the most shallow-dwelling species in its family. Found at these depths that we're working of 300, 500 meters.
So, pilot, the current seems modest. Is that right? Left to right, or behind you?
I'd say it's a modest current left to right, and like if I get behind protection here a little bit, it's really calm, and then if I poke my head up a little bit, I really get blown over. So I think it might be a little swirly right here on top.
Thank you, Bruce. Let's hope we can get one of them to swim through in front of the vehicle, and we can get a good look at them. The irregularity of the surface that you see in front of you is not unusual for the kind of volcano this is. It produces really sticky, viscous lava that exudes from the vent as blobs and breaks up as it cools. It will fracture. You can see a lot of fractures on the surface of these rocks. They have scratch marks, basically, as the hot lava comes out of the cooler regions around it. The jagged edges of those cool regions scratch grooves in the surface of the molten material as it comes out. So you can see lots of blocks and little fissures on the surface of the rocks.
Bridge nav.
Very
I don't see any
irregular
notation
surface.
on my notes here of bailout direction. Do you have one? 110. Okay, thank you. I think that's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I'm the Geology Watch lead. My name is Patty Fryer, and I'm a research professor at the University of Hawaii, Hawaii Institute of Geophysics and Planetology. That's at the campus, at the Manoa campus on the island of Oahu in Honolulu, and my partner is just returned from lunch.
I just got back from lunch, chili dogs.
And I'm going to leave and go find out what it's like.
I'm Shirley Pomponi. I'm from Harper Branch Oceanographic Institute, Florida Atlantic University. Before you leave, tell me what's going on here.
what's going on
That's
here is
nice.
all
Rocks.
kinds of fun.
Looks like all kinds of rocks.
Yeah, and now we've got lots of squat lobsters. Mostly what we just picked up a sample of the rock from the top, so we have 2 of our geologic samples now.
Right. That was right when I was getting ready to go. I saw
and we
you
got it.
halfway through the
Okay.
No problems.
Okay.
And
He's
We
still
are
what we're
at
doing now
434 feet. Okay, where are we
is
in terms of our waypoints?
we have moved off waypoint 2, which was
Sorry,
right at the
Copilot,
summit
here.
of the
Right.
cone, and we're headed for
Yeah, I was
3,
saying D2 is
which
still
is
out
at the
pretty far
base.
ahead
So
of
our
schedule.
navigator just told us that we might have to do some hops,
Hops.
going down
Hops,
Yeah, we're
skip, and
probably gonna
jumping
wanna do
across.
because
another one when
the
we get
seafloor
there.
is pretty irregular. But the slope is quite variable, so if
Okay.
it gets real
Do you know
steep,
if we
he'll hop
have
off
that,
into the
that
water.
Okay.
cost that
Sounds
problem
good,
we had
Patty.
yesterday?
All right, I'll
It
see
looks-
you
have
after
lunch.
It
dessert.
looks about right.
I think we do not have it. But Jim, you could verify that by comparing this depth against CTD depth.
Okay.
I think you have CTD depth
Yep,
up
yep,
on that
yep.
screen.
I'm being told it was confirmed on deck to be within 1 meter.
Yeah, I'm seeing a discrepancy of about 5 meters. 4 or 5 meters.
Wow.
Which is a lot less than it was yesterday. It's still pretty significant.
That's still half an atmosphere. That's
Yeah, whereas Sirius is very close.
yeah, that's what we saw yesterday. That
Sirius is-
was spot on, and T2 was off by 10
Sirius
meters.
is showing 411 and
So I have a delta of 23, which maybe we're actually a little closer than that. Closer than yesterday, though, I agree.
yes, this is 433
Yes,
versus.
but yesterday we were a lot
Oh,
deeper.
now we're right on.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, sorry, maybe I was just reading it.
Okay. I'm at 433.
We're reading 433, 433. Yeah,
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, we're spot on. Great.
that's where it should be.
Good. Yeah, I think yesterday was a calibration issue.
I
a
agree.
tearing issue.
Maybe I was looking at decibars.
Now, are we?
That's the difference. I was
yeah,
looking at
that would-
decibars, not the meters.
Are we about done with that move, do you think?
No, not quite.
Okay.
I think we could we could continue the move.
Okay. I'll
Hello,
do another
Rick Law
30.
here.
All right.
That's
I have
fine.
a
Because I'm
Same
still
here.
out.
update on
I'm
those
still out.
Oh, yeah, we're actually less than half a meter from it.
Okay.
Scott, is that you? Say again.
Bridge nav.
Hi, this is Chris.
Oh, hi,
I
Chris.
have an update on those nudibranchs from earlier, if you're interested.
Yeah, we'd like to do
I am
another
very
move, same as the
interested.
last one. 30 meters, 325
Great. I thought I would
degrees,
take a
0
lull
decimal
in
2
the
knots.
action. So I was on Facebook and communicated the pictures with Terry Gossliner, who is the curator of mollusks at the Cal Academy of Sciences
Okay.
and one of the experts on nudibranchs in the world.
So I've gotten to
and he
the
told
steeper
me
part
that
of the descent
that
now.
very colorful nudibranch that you guys saw is probably Caloplocamus, which is similar to another nudibranch called Kalinga. He says the balls on the top of the branched appendages, those sort of yellow
Have I
dots,
gotten off to the right?
are actually bioluminescent organisms.
You turned.
I haven't turned.
Okay.
Something he's never seen on this genus before. And so the one that
I just
you guys
got
saw
something in my
is almost
main
certainly
camera.
new.
Oh, wow.
Fish.
And he was telling me, too, that the other little white Dorid nudibranch you guys
Now
saw
we're
the other
looking
day
into the
is also probably
into the blue.
he's actually told me in the same
Right, I'm
sort
at
of breath
about
that
325.
almost all the
directional.
nudibranchs that he finds in the deep sea, 90% of them tend to be things he's never seen before. So if you guys happen to be
I'm going to let Sirius get a little closer to me
looking
so
for
I have a real
something to
good
fill
view.
that
Yeah.
biobox
sure.
quota
Down.
around, then chances are
Just so
going
we can
with
see the
nudibranch
tether really well.
Thanks very much.
Could speed it up.
I will add that to the... Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta spell that for me. I need to punch it into the event log.
Sure. It's Kaloplocamus.
Found a new record for that in Guam.
Okay, and the other thing I want to make a point of is that collecting a nudibranch is no easy task for the manipulator.
Well, I mean, if you
got a rock that it's
Collecting
on,
a nudibranch
then, you know, maybe something, something, something. And I would also sort of mention that it's kind of interesting that we see, I think we saw some ophiuroids in the sort of surrounding area around this nudibranch, the Okeanos. Kalinga, which is closely related, or at least appears similar, feeds on echinoderms. They eat brittle stars. So it's possible that it was hunting for some kind of brittle star food. But having no knowledge of what this species is,
Did we get a
hard to
length
say.
measurement
But
on this tether?
anyway, just thought I would throw it out there and let you guys know what I found out.
Great, thanks very much, Chris. Chris, did you? So the brittle stars you were talking about, were they the ones that were like early on in the dive that looked like they were kind of cave paintings, that they were like engraved in the rock?
Felt like that doing the daisy chain last night.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to
nobody's
look
really
at them
measured it.
close up.
They just measured
No,
it.
but there's an extra half turn when we figure 8 it. It's definitely longer.
Something
I just don't know how much.
I could locate given time. I've been meaning to dig the pictures up and try and see if they're comparable to something from the area. So we'll see.
So Dave, when you get closer to me, if you could come down so that I get a real good view behind me.
Conceivably,
okay, I'll
any
have
of these
to be careful
any of the
with tether.
ophiuroids in this area could be food for these nudibranchs. Because again, the similar-looking genus to Okeanos feeds on
You're still out
brittle stars. Doesn't
at least
necessarily
10
mean
meters.
We're 2/3, yeah, about 10 meters
might.
from the.
So, okay.
And and Chris, we also saw an urchin that had barnacles on it as well. And I was trying to remember what you said the other day when you were talking about the host specificity and the barnacles for the some of the urchins.
Based on my sonar, it looks like downhill might be a bit more to port than straight ahead.
Just to talk about, so most times the urchins have skin on their spines, which is what prevents
I don't think we want to go down there.
Oh, we don't. Okay. It's
Sideroid sea urchins, which are most of the sea urchins you tend to encounter in the deep sea.
I just want to have a real clear view behind me before I start to come down.
Pencil or slate-like spines have no skin on their spines, which is why so many things can sort of land and grow on them.
This is where
I don't know if
I wonder
the
if we shouldn't
barnacles
just
are
hop.
themselves
I think we're almost there, right?
species specific.
To waypoint 3?
Yeah, I'm almost
Oh,
there.
yeah, you're right. We're 2/3 the way.
I'm almost there.
In sea urchin, spine.
Yep.
But I'd mentioned earlier, I think too, though, is that in the Antarctic,
Bridge
similar
nav,
species have been
bridge
studied,
nav.
and the sea urchins act as kind of a vector for distribution.
Yeah, we'd like to extend this move another 30 meters.
That's right.
Part of the story there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
so
actually
pilot,
not
for
a lot
tether
known about
management, I'd actually like to come up a little.
Some people have
unless you want me to
suspected
come
that
in
the
and get
fouling
that
organisms
good shot of
provide a kind of
I'd like to be able to see the
smell
tether
cover,
behind me here. Hang on a second.
to prevent predators from finding them,
can
because
get it in my
essentially
main, maybe.
the urchins smell like the surrounding substratum. I mean, the animal gives out.
Currents from the left, right? So it might be looping out to the right.
Encrusting organisms. So to
yeah, I see it in my main.
But
it looks
really,
like
it hasn't
straight
been
after
been
view
studied
to the
in
first
either deep sea.
football.
So there's a whole dynamic with.
I'm going to start to come down. I'm 10 meters
probably
off the
someone
bottom.
Okay, I'll follow you.
But,
Yeah, I'm looking behind me in my
still very interesting to watch.
pan and tilt.
Sideroids are so compellingly archaic that it's difficult not to appreciate every single one that one sees. So.
Hey, Chris. Chris Kelly had said that it wasn't a sideroid, and I don't know if this helps you, but it had 2 different sized spines, and the larger spines were actually quite colorful.
Oh, that one. That's Cetopodina.
So come down. You're 30 meters above
the
me.
white one with the long plate-like spines, that's a sideroid urchin. But you guys are talking about the one that was red and green, right?
That's right, and now it's Cetopodina, right, Chris?
That's what I would say. I mean,
behind you.
conservatively, you were correct to call it Podinidae, but I think that's Cetopodina. I'll have to double-check exactly
right.
what distinguishes it. But my understanding was the colors were pretty distinctive on that. I could be wrong. But I'll check.
Yeah, it's streaming off to starboard. Looks pretty good.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Come down a little
Yep.
more.
Looking forward to the rest of the day.
Yep, and we look forward to having you call in when you see some interesting biology too.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay, good.
I'm watching steadfastly as the night goes on.
Great. Thanks so much. Thanks, you too. So we are broadcasting live from NOAA's